Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Live with Dots. I am your host, Talking with Dots, and as you can see today we're going to be hitting some Transformers topics. The first topic I want to get into is the talk about Transformers 4. Will it be a prequel or will it be a sequel to the Transformers series? But as far as I've heard, a couple things is that Shia LaBeouf will not be doing the next Transformers movie. And a lot of people have been really disappointed that Shia LaBeouf's not going to be in it, because I've heard, and everybody I've asked this question has said the same thing. Shia LaBeouf's not in it. Oh, I don't want to see it, because honestly I felt the same way, because Shia LaBeouf has made Transformers, and he's put his blood, sweat, and tears into that movie. And without him, I just don't feel like it's Transformers. But at the same time, it's Transformers, and at least they're keeping Michael Bay on the team, and that at least gives me some hope that it's still gonna have that Transformers aspect like it was before he even left. So it's worth giving a C. It's worth going to see, but at the same time, I'm gonna be a little skeptical because he's not in it. But at the same time, they're talking about it being a prequel to all three of the movies, where we're going back in time to where the games are actually at right now, with War for Cybertron, where it's the beginning of the war. Everything's going hectic, and it's the very beginning of the war, and everybody's fighting, everybody's picking sides, everybody's deciding, well, where do I want to go from here? Everybody's getting power. It's when Optimus Prime had first took over his position as leader of the Autobots, and then we're wrapping up War for Cybertron, where it's the continuation of the war, as it's right at the end, I guess you could say, as it's right where Cybertron becomes uninhabitable for the Autobots and the Decepticons. So they kind of both split their ways to get off of Cybertron. But honestly, I would have to say I'd rather see a prequel to the Transformers, because how many people out there who are a fan of the Transformers series would like to see their classic Transformer come to life, or your retro Transformer on the big screen, and you can see, it'll be like the chance to see Jazz back in action. You get the chance to see Jetfire maybe before his old age, as you see him in Revenge of the Fallen. You get to see him in his youth and his prime, when he's got that power and he's not old and crazy as he is. Maybe he's still crazy, but we can get rid of the old part for sure. We can see how Megatron became, how he got his power, and even more how he gained it. Because there was always people wanting to take lead, and then Megatron was the one who's get put in charge. But I can honestly say a prequel sounds way nicer than a sequel. But everybody's even with a prequel, people are really skeptical about it, because you hear prequel, and you're like, oh no, it's gonna go back in time. I don't want to see this. Why do we have to see a prequel? I think it's gonna be stupid. They should just continue to make a new one instead of going back. But if you think about it, with Transformers, it's one of the series that can actually pull off a very successful prequel because of how it is. And with Transformers, it actually sorry about that. Kind of got a little distracted with the gameplay going on. Was trying to figure out a little tactic going on to get behind this team. As you can see, it kind of worked in my favor, but the bigger guy actually defeated the smaller guy, as I'm a scout and he's a warrior. So, vice versa, he won the fight. But yeah, back to the topic of what I was talking about. Transformers is one of the series that can actually pull off a very successful prequel, because they've got so much to it. They've got the story of what life on Cybertron was like. Then they've got the story of what life on Earth was like. But then you got so many spin-offs. You've got the Energon, or not spin-offs, I'll say you've got many different series. Like you've got the Beast Wars with the animals. You've got the quest for the Energon, and then you've got the quest for, I can't for the love of God remember right now, but it's like the keys that unlock their powers, with one of the really old Transformers, I'd have to say. But yeah, there's a lot of different things Transformers can throw at you, and a prequel, they have many different ways they can hit it with an angle. But honestly, there's a lot of Transformers that could be in it. There's a lot of different actors' voices you could honestly see getting put into that movie too. And then on top of that, I actually would like a prequel, because when I see Transformers, there's some good, like there aren't a lot of fight scenes, truthfully. But then when you get to those fight scenes, as they're kind of spread out through the movie, they're amazing, and you want to like rewind it and see that fight scene again, and a fight scene with Optimus Prime versus 3 Transformers in Revenge of the Fallen. He's getting whooped, and then in the middle of the fight, comeback. He's just all over it. Megatron. They couldn't handle it. So I'd like to see a prequel to it, because there's gonna be a lot more action, a lot more Transformers to Transformers. You know, I honestly say getting rid of the humans part of it is a little good, but at the same time, you know, you like to see some human interaction maybe at the end of the prequel. But mostly through the movie, it'll be really good to see, you know, like I said, more Transformers in it. But let's get some conversation going about it. Let me know what you think, that if you want to see this prequel, or if you want to see a sequel happen, and what are they gonna do with the sequel now that Shiloh's out of it? Or they've thrown out Megan Fox. They put her out for the 3rd one. So, you know, if they take Shiloh out, what's gonna happen next? But leave some comments below and let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see going down in the prequel or sequel, and let's get this topic going. But thank God it's Friday, so I'm live with Dots, and this has been another episode. Or I'm talking with Dots, and this has been another episode. So leave some comments.